Hi everyone, this video is all about using a homemade scar wax to show you how to make a simple cut with. I've changed the colour of my wax here to red. There is a video on that on here to show you how to do that. So if you want to change your homemade scar wax to a different colour, just go watch that video and then come back here. So for this, I'm going to be using my homemade scar wax, some Vaseline, and I will be using some blood too. So let's get going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some of my red wax and I'm going to go for a cut just around this area here. So what I'm going to do is just get my Vaseline with my finger, because this formula of making wax is a lot more tender, so you don't really need a spatula, but you will notice that this wax does break a lot easier. So you do have to be a bit more careful when you're playing around with it, because it will come off your finger just like that. So I've placed my wax down. I'm going to go over it with a wet wipe, just listen any of that loose Vaseline and any of that wax that's like sort of spread. Like that. Quite happy with that. And then I'm going to get my plain wax. I've not coloured this, but it's quite similar to my own skin tone. As I mentioned before, if it's not very similar to your skin tone, you can go and use some foundation just to make it similar to your skin tone. I'm just adding a little bit of Vaseline to this mixture because it is a bit dry. So there we go, it's a bit better. It's a bit, as you can tell when it's dry, because it gets a bit crumbly. And we don't want it too crumbly, so it is okay to go back and add some Vaseline to it just to make it a bit more sticky. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to place this around here, and then I'm just going to squish it down in the corners to go into my skin like that. So you can see it just like that. And then I'm just going to repeat the process I did a minute ago with the red wax and get a bit of Vaseline on my finger and spread it out like that. Like I said, you do have to be a bit more gentle with this product, so you just got to learn to be a bit more patient with it, because it is just a cheap alternative like that, but it blends really well still. So I'm going to repeat the process again with the under bit. Again, I'm going to add a little bit of Vaseline, but that's just because my mixture is a bit dry. I make my little sausage and I like that. And then we got it just like that. And I'm using that Vaseline once more just to blend it in. So you can see, nice and blended. I would say I probably use a lot more Vaseline with this wax than I would do my normal one, but it's just because it will help blend it in so much nicer. So there we go, you can see it's blended in quite nicely. And then I'm just going to go over it with a wipe again, just to loosen that spare bit of Vaseline. You will notice that the wax does break down quite easily, so you will find your hand could be quite bitty. So you can see it is a little bit bitty in places, because we've pulled the flour and Vaseline mixture up more down more to blend it. And then you can just help push it in a bit. I wouldn't put too much pressure on pushing it in. because it will form a shape whatever you push in. So if you push in too hard, it will remove its shape a lot quicker and a lot easier than the other stuff. But that is it so far. As you can see, it looks quite cool, quite well blended in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a spatula, or you can go through the middle and open it up. I was going to say you can use your fingers, but you need to be careful. If you don't have spatulas, I often get the kids at school to use rulers. And then I'm just going to pick at it a little bit on the inside. Just pull it out a little bit, because I do want it to sort of blend in with the outside wax a little bit. Don't worry if you have any gaps or if it sort of comes apart. It sort of gives a good effect once you put the fake blood in. See? Looks pretty cool. So that is what I've just done. Just opened it up, spread it out to give the effect of a big cut. So this next bit is where I would now add some fake blood into the cup. So the fake blood that I'm going to be using is the Meron squirt blood. And I'm going to be putting it into a quick jar, and then I'm going to use a brush to just gently place it on the inside. Probably going to go for a brush a bit like this, thin and pointy, just to get into the gaps of everything. And then I'm just gently going to just tap it on the inside for now. So a fun fact for you is that with your blood, to help it sit better within the wound, you can use something a bit like fairy liquid to mix in a separate bowl with your blood and apply it to the injury, and it can sit quite better depending on the type of blood you've got. Okay, so I've overloaded the inside with the blood. I'm now going to go over, so you can see here it's all overloaded. I'm now going to go over with a wipe and just slowly lift it up and just dab it down. So I want this blood to drip down in a more natural way. And then I sort of let my, the wipe just do its own thing. Because if we're honest, a cut like this, it's not going to be, the blood is going to go a bit everywhere, let's be honest. So I will sort of let it sit down my hand, and then I will go and tidy it up a bit later. So you can see what I've been doing with it. You can see inside. And I would say you could then, if you wanted to, focus in your corner areas, and it will start to drip in a more natural way. If you want to help it, you can just drag it down a little bit, but as you can see, go down. And then you could just, again, I really think it's important to keep going over with your tissue with the blood on, and just help spread it about a bit, but not focusing too much in any particular area. So here is our final look of our cut. Considering it's just flour and Vaseline and a bit of fake blood, I would say that is pretty damn cool. It is, though the product is very easy to work with and it's a cheaper alternative, it is something that will fall off quite easily. It isn't as flexible as other products, and if I were to move or squish against it, the whole thing would come off. So it is useful for practicing and trying new techniques out, and a cheap alternative, but I'd still recommend getting a proper Meron, well, I would say Meron Sin wax, or any wax that you enjoy working with. But for practicing and, you know, if you're a beginner, this is brilliant stuff and such a cheap alternative. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you recreate some looks using this recipe, let me know. I'd love to see it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.